Welcome to the latest F1 Gamer Dad video. In this edition, we are going to be looking at a fairly underused avenue for helping you get faster in the F1 2021 game. Something that's often overlooked is the use of time trial. Everyone's always keen, once they get the game, to go into solo career modes, to MyTeam, to online play, multiplayer. But time trial is where a significant chunk of time can always be gained, always making sure that you're setting as many laps as possible with the pure goal to go faster than before. You could be racing against yourself, you could be racing against the leaderboard. We're going to go through a few tips and tricks to make sure that you are maximizing your potential, looking at setups, looking at car choices. We will look at equal performance versus realistic performance. We will uncover a fair amount of time to be recovered. I'm going to be doing this myself. As I've mentioned previously, by no means am I an esports racer. I'm doing this discovery as we go along, which is part of the fun. So let's choose our beast for this time trial experience. We're going to go with the Williams. And we're going to bite off far more than we can chew by going for my absolute bogey circuit, which is the streets of Monaco. Something that I've always had trouble with in any game mode. So we're going to go there and see how much time we can gain. The first tip I have is setups. So if you don't have your own setups and a whole library of setups for each track, in wet, in dry, in MyTeam, in F1 2021 cars, go ahead and do it. Whenever you go to a track weekend in any of those game modes, create a setup. Have a reference point that you can go back to when you need to. If you don't, what I'm showing here is the leaderboard, and you can use these setups. Now go ahead and grab one of these. Based on the assist that you're running, I'm running no assist in this time trial session, so I've grabbed one. That's my reference point, which I'm going to use to iterate on as we go. Now, out on track, lap one. Going back to my previous video around the streets of Baku, when we looked at how to turn the racing line off, again, I'm nothing special at the moment, but I am improving my skills every single time I get behind the wheel. We're going to see a bit of a theme over the next few clips, which is lap one, there you go, banging the wall, coming down, approaching the Lowe's hairpin. It took a while for me to get comfortable. Even just every time I sort of sit down and go through a session, I have to readapt. I have to find the sweet spot, find a rhythm. And sometimes it takes longer than others. Sometimes, as we see here, the exact same corner catches me out every single time around. But that's the whole point of this. That's why we're in time trial. We're not racing against anyone but ourselves. We're just trying to be smooth, be consistent, and really just get to the grips of the track, get to grips of the curbs. You see me going over a curb there after the swimming pool section, which just catches the car off and ruins the balance in a heartbeat. We bang the entrance of that wall in the entrance to that corner, and you know what? Again, that's the whole point of this. We've fast forwarded now to lap 36. Yes. Don't adjust your screens, don't rub your eyes. Lap 36, remembering that a Grand Prix at Monaco is 78 laps. So we've done more than half race distance just to get comfortable. And you'll see the delta now is showing that we're quicker. We're still nowhere near the top of the leaderboard. We're shooting to get into the 113s. And the top of the leaderboard are sitting at 107s these days. So anything is an improvement. So you can see our steering is a lot more predictable. We do have clear braking references, and braking point references, for me anyway, take at least 5 to 10 laps per track. Some tracks like Monaco take a lot longer because the corners are blind. There are maybe less references to point out, whereas somewhere like Bahrain, less obvious corners, more fast straights, whereas Monaco has just with the one straight up the pit lane. But here we go, we're 0.2 of a second under our delta. We punch in a 113.7. We've climbed the leaderboard up to about 67,000. But then I had a look and always wanted to improve my setups. I had a look and actually saw something really interesting, which is that I was using the Williams because I want to be diverse in the cars that I use in my channel. But I actually learned that I was using realistic car performance instead of equal. So actually I was already leaving a lot of time on the track because, as we all know, Williams and Haas are the two slowest cars on the grid. So I got back out, I turned off realistic performance and put it on equal. Just for good measure, I jumped into the Lewis Hamilton's number 44 and we set off on a quick flying lap. No adjustments, no warm-ups. This is lap 37 and you can see we are immediately on the pace. One reason for this, not because I was going hugely quicker on this lap or doing anything crazily different, but because the balance of this car is wildly different to the Williams. The Williams is very edgy, very hard on turn in to get the car pointed in the right direction, whereas the Mercedes does what you ask of it. It's very obedient, and as the saying goes, slow is fast. You go into the corners very predictably, the exit's a lot more stable, you can get the power down quicker, and corner exit speed is much faster as a result. So there you go, no assists, and it looks like I have ABS on. It looks like I've got steering assist and traction control, but really it's just the balance of the Mercedes. We've gone purple to the second sector. We are just flying through the lap here. 9/10 of a second quicker than our Delta as we come through the final corner onto the straight. And we've lost a bit of time there, which is interesting against the Williams. But we've gone 6/10 faster. We've set a 1:13.1. And there you go. So many differences in setup, in the settings, in just, the benchmarks that you're setting yourselves up against. I would go through the leaderboard and I'd set realistic expectations as well. So don't be trying to punch against someone who's running full assists or someone who's running realistic car performance versus equal. Make sure you're going like for like. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully that's been a huge help. If it has, please like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications when new content is available. And until then, guys, I'll see you next time.